We out here.
Yeah.
Hey.
Wait, I just realized you're matching your like bed sheets, kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Such incognito.
I did not plan that, but I will pretend I did. So, yeah.
Amazing. Wow. Hello, everyone.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to our show. What's going on? Hey, Grace.
Hey, Jack.
Hey,
Another
Jackson.
day.
Hey, Jack.
More than one Jack today.
I know.
Do you ever go by that, Jackson?
Yeah, definitely. My mom will call me
Oh.
Jackson, and my dad calls me Jack. It really depends on whatever they want.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
Very good stuff. I want to hear from all of you guys in the chat. Where are you typing from today? I think we've got 2 out of 3 are New Yorkers today, once again.
And I am out here in SF as usual. Cross country call.
Yeah.
Where are you guys at? Tell us the farthest place. I want to find the viewer who lives the furthest away.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Florida. We got a Florida.
Florida. Come on,
That's
Florida.
kind of closer to you guys, but kind of in the middle.
Yeah. SF. We got some SF up in this biz.
Nice.
Let's get it. Well, cool. Welcome back to What's Going On. This is our weekly live show where we talk about what's new, what's hot, and what's going on in the creator world. Today we're talking about Instagram and memes, possibly talking about if Instagram is even dying. This has been a topic for quite a while now, but we're gonna dive in more because we keep getting hit with more and more news about Instagram just like being kicked while it's down, I suppose you could say. Today we have on Jackson, aka Hugeplateofketchup8. He has a large meme account on Instagram, over 100,000 followers on his meme account, and he used to work at Kapwing. So welcome back,
did.
Jackson.
Thank you so much, Jack, and it's a pleasure to be back.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we're so excited to have you back. I guess first things first, we should just give a little context on who you are and your meme account. I want to show some of your memes real quick, if that's cool.
Please do. Yeah.
So I'm going to add to the stream. Here are some of Jackson's memes. I don't know what you would call them, like deep fried. Are these deep fried? What would you say about these?
That's a way to describe them. I would describe them as like just the irony to like the farthest extent of irony. And I don't try and make things that are funny. I try and make things that are dumb and make you be like, wait, why did someone make a meme about this? That is kind of my brand. Is like, why did someone make this? That is what I'm going for every day.
That feeling when I can't have cheeseburger.
Right. It's like everyone knows that feeling.
Relatable nostalgia.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I started making memes when I was a freshman in college. I didn't really know what I wanted to do in school. I was really obsessed with marching band and sports, but memes were never really like a part of like who I was or what I was doing. But when I was in my freshman dorm, there was a contest on my floor, and you needed like an Instagram account to enter to win like concert tickets, and I didn't have an Instagram account at all. So I was like, I don't want to make like a personal account because that's kind of overdone and everyone does that. So I made Hugeplateofketchup8, which the meaning of the name there's no meaning of the name. It's kind of in the same style of, I don't know if you remember, if you ever made like an Xbox Live account, there was like a generator where you could create a username and hit a button, and it would like give you like random names like Drafty Crayon 4 or like Cool Hat 96, like stuff like that. So I kind of made my username in that kind of style, but there's really no meaning behind. I like ketchup, but like not that much. Like I'll put it on my fries, I'll put it on a hamburger, but on a hot dog I'll put mustard for sure. But yeah, that's my background. Been doing it for how long was 6 years? Wow, that is a lot longer than I thought it was. But yeah, I've been doing it.
That's amazing.
Wow. And as you can see, we got 109,000 followers. Not something to scoff at. Definitely have built your own personal brand through memes. And obviously, you're most successful on Instagram. So that's why we brought you on to talk about this today. Also, images mostly
Right.
images.
Yeah.
By the nature of memes, you're mostly
Right.
using images, not video. So we wanted to talk about that today with you. I'm just going to hop off of your account now. But yeah, so that's who Jackson is, and today we are bringing you on to talk about all of the crazy changes, how this is affecting image posters like you,
Right.
whether or not you think could be the downfall of Instagram to move towards video. So yeah, I guess we should start off.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Well, firstly, I want to talk about, let's keep on the meme train. How did you make money from memes? Is this still a way people can make money? And is it still a good tool for creators to monetize?
Sure. The first time I made money off of my account was, I think, 2017. I started making stickers for my account. Just had my name and like my logo and my username. And I would post them up everywhere, and it became like kind of part of my brand. And then I started selling them on my account to anyone who wanted to buy stickers and place them around in their town or wherever they were. And I would sell them for like $2, would get you like 20 or 25. I forget the exact numbers, but I would just mail them out in envelopes to people. And that's how I made like my first dollar off of Instagram, which is definitely not the normal way of making money off of memes, but that's how I started. And then as my account grew and grew, I've had like brands reach out to me and do like, hey, can you do like an Instagram story for like $20, $30 or whatever. Did that a couple times when my account was like first in like the 20 or 30K's range of followers. And then as my account grew and grew, last year Instagram implemented a new bonus program where they were starting to pay people to post reels. Not images, just videos. And, you know, my account primarily, like 90% of my stuff was images. Like, it's always going to be images. Like, I like images first. It's just where I feel more comfortable as like an artist, if you will. But Instagram was like, hey, we'll pay you like an absurd amount of money if you just like make some video memes. And I was like, well, of course I'm going to do that. I want money, you know? And I don't want, it's like not, it doesn't seem suspicious because it's coming directly from the app, and it's going right into like my PayPal. So, I did that. I made some video memes for like the majority of October and November of last year, and they let me get up to $8,500 in a month. I didn't get up to that exact amount, but the first month I made like $6,000 from just posting like video memes.
Whoa.
And it wasn't anything any intense editing or any like crazy video, you know, graphics or that stuff. I was just like posting image memes and just like putting music in the background and putting like a little GIF in there, so Instagram like recognized it as a video, and they would just pay me the same amount as if someone spent like hours and hours and hours editing like a 15-second video. I got the same amount of money as someone who, you know, tried on their video. But they have since declined the amount of money that the creators are being paid. It used to be 10,000, or it was 1,000 views was $1. Which is a crazy amount of money if you know like anything about like YouTube's like payout structure or TikTok's creator program. It's so much more than that, but they've now made it 10,000 views is $1, which is like a lot worse than those. So I have
on YouTube.
I think it's it depends on the channel, it depends on the audience and the niche, but it's not great.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So it's not enough for me to be like, I'm gonna make only videos now, but before it was. But now I'm back to posting images, and I'll post one reel a month because Instagram still pays you $100 for the first reel of the month. So if you notice in the last 3 or 4 months, I have one reel every month, and that's my $100. It's like a little allowance that Mark Zuckerberg gives me. But
nice, the monthly reel.
Right? Yeah, it pays for, I don't know, maybe my phone bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess one question I've had, did you kind of start out like wanting to monetize this? Because I think a lot of creators now kind of start out like, I want to make this my career. What was your like thought process with that?
So no, I did not start out thinking like, you know, I'm going to grow this page and make a lot of money. For my first year, I didn't get to 10,000 followers, and it was probably the most fun I had of the account was just making memes and like sending them to my friends. That's how I originally started out as a creator, is I would just make stuff in my group me's that I was in with college friends. And
nice.
Then I started like posting those on my account, and then just became like a full like engine of just making stuff. And it was never in my brain to be like, you know what, this is going to get big enough and I'm going to make money off it. I kind of just did it as a way to to learn about social media, and I was a communications major at school, so it kind of was a good sort of lens into the world of social media. And before making this account, I really wasn't on social media. Like I had a Facebook, and that was just for like when I was in marching band, I would see like all the photos I was tagged in, and I had to make an account so I could see those photos. But
Nice.
I never really was like a social media like, yeah, I love tweeting, I love posting, but
Right.
I kind of just made it as like an outlet to post all my stuff. And I started posting hashtags in my memes, and then my account started growing, and people started reposting my memes and tagging me, and that's how I started growing.
Right.
Was that.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Very cool. Yeah. Now, obviously, as we've been talking about, so memes in general, I would say memes at large are mostly static posts. They're images, which is very different than the direction Instagram is wanting to head right now. I'm sure you've seen all of this news. It affects you directly. I'm just going to pull up another screen share real quick. So I don't know if you saw this.
Yep.
Kylie Jenner, we've been talking on our show about like this move towards video, what that means for creators, and finally, like some big people are jumping in. Kylie Jenner posted this Instagram post.
Yep.
Make Instagram again. Stop trying to be TikTok. You're copying, whatever. Last time she spoke about this, or she did something like this to Snapchat.
I remember that.
If you didn't use Snapchat, they lost over $1 billion in stock valuation. So that was like huge. Now she's at it again. And I don't know if you saw the head of Instagram's response, where he pretty much said, I mean, I'm not going to play the video because the synopsis was, we're going to do this anyway. Like, people like video, people are watching more video, and that is what it is, pretty much.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know. I would be interested to hear your thoughts on this move towards video, how that's affected you. I'd love to hear about how it's personally affecting you and what you think. Are you going to try to compensate for this somehow, or what's your plan?
Yeah, it's definitely affected the reach and engagement that I'm getting on my static image posts. I have noticed that I used to get, before Instagram sort of announced this pivot to video and sort of they were like, video first, I would average, when I had 85 to 95k followers, I would average anywhere from 15k to 20k likes a post, which is a pretty good engagement rate for a meme account. But now I'm averaging maybe 3,000 to 5,000 on a good day. So that's on images too. And I have noticed though on videos that if I consistently post videos, like I used to post consistently images, if I consistently post videos, the videos do better. But if I consistently post images, the images don't do, they still stay in that 3 to 5k range. But when I was doing a lot of reels in October and I was making money, there were some reels that I made that got millions of views, and they weren't crazy funny or anything. It was just I was consistent about posting reels, and Instagram was rewarding that behavior once in a while. So how it's affected me is it's kind of forced me to be do I actually care about my engagement? Do I care about growing my account? If I do, then I probably have to pivot to video because that's what they want. Because there's a lot of money in video compared to images. You have someone's attention for a longer amount of time, you're able to then sell more ads to them, and more app time is good for advertisers, and it's good for their stock, and it's good for all that because that's how they make money. But I'm aware of that, and I've kind of just been you know what? I had my fun. I got to 110,000 followers. I've been staying at that number for the last year, and I'm not too mad about it because Instagram's not my primary source of income. But for a lot of people who that is their primary source of income, that's hurting them a lot. Before they were making image posts and they were able to, grow their account, and that was the way they grew, and they got sponsorships and they got, brand deals through images, and that was their whole brand. But now Instagram is being you know what? Images are great, but videos are better, and we're going to make your videos do better than your images are. And a lot of people are not happy with that because, editing images is a lot easier than editing a video, because every video is 60 images in a second, technically. So that's a lot of work and a lot of editing to do. And a lot of people are not happy with that. So that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah.
And also, now that you have kind of started making money in some ways from it, do you think you ever would become a full-time creator?
Probably not, because there's a lot of risk with that. A lot of like I would have to be like very like I don't know. I like health insurance, and I like having benefits,
Yes.
and I like having like a very consistent schedule. And it's very stressful to be a creator full time and be reliant on like what you're doing. It's also 100% more rewarding though. So let's say I was very successful as a creator and that was my income. Like I would probably feel a lot better about my work and be a lot more engaged with what I'm creating. But I don't think I have any immediate plans to be a full-time creator, but it is a fantastic side gig, and it's a great door opener and a really good conversation starter. So that's kind of why I've kept it around, and it's helped me get every single job I've ever got. So it's valuable in that way.
Right. And then that helps you build your career. Yeah.
Right.
I also think like sometimes I hear creators talk about like you start changing, you've mentioned this, like changing what you're posting and what you're creating because of the money. And then it's like, well, am I doing this for the money? Am I doing this to like be creative? And
I don't want to ever feel like I'm creating content I'm not proud of or not excited to create. And, you know, when I was creating Reels last fall, there was a lot of that feeling where I was like, I don't feel great about making this. Like I would make Reels where I would just record myself picking up Chinese food. And I would be like, this is how I'm going to make my money back from this Chinese food order.
I remember that. Yeah.
And
that's amazing.
That video actually got 1 million views, and I got
my God.
I got paid $1,000 to pick up Chinese food, which is
that's funny.
That's just crazy.
I don't understand that, so I don't know. Yeah.
Wow. So obviously, you know, something that we're all getting at, something that Kylie Jenner even is getting at now, is the question of like whether or not is there even a social media or a place where photos like can live. Like I feel like you know, at first, like even before Instagram, there was like Flickr or something?
Sure.
And there was then there was like
Tumblr.
Pinterest, Tumblr and Instagram, and seemingly all of them have kind of started to shy away from like solely photos and now prioritizing video, except maybe Pinterest. I don't know, but do you think there is a place for photos to live and be successful online anymore?
There definitely is a way to do it, but I don't know if it's as scalable or as profitable as these big tech companies want it to be. It's definitely a difficult question because, you know, we've seen time and time, lots of companies will like try and pivot to video and then fail, but then you've seen companies like that have, you know, pivot a different way and they've also failed. So like, I don't know if there is a place for photos on social media because I don't know if it's as profitable, and I know how like VCs and how investors work, and they all want money over, you know, anything else. So it's going to have to be really creative way and a really creative platform and a really new way of making money that's not through advertising. It's going to have to be sort of a new business model of making money off images. Or I don't know if there's like a real answer to this question. If I knew the answer, I probably would have made it. So and I would be like a billionaire. But I'm not optimistic. I'm pessimistic about, you know, a photo. I do like Be Real. I'm not actually on Be Real, but I do like how that's, you know, sort of creating like a moment of you know, a day is like an image, and it's very like, you know, not edited and everyone can do it, and that's really interesting. And they've raised a ton of money, but they have not found a way to make money off that yet. So it's kind of reminding me of Dispo or, you know, Clubhouse. Kind of it's not images, but it's like audio. It's another like, it's not video kind of thing. But that's always the issue, is like, how do they monetize something that's not video? We haven't really cracked that code correctly, I don't think.
Yeah. It's funny that you bring up Be Real too, because I feel like their whole thing is like directly interacting with your friends through photos. And now Instagram and all these social media platforms are moving away from the friends thing. Like it's all about like discovery and like seeing other people's posts that you don't know. How do you feel about that change of like the moving away from friends thing? I guess like a meme account is a little bit different, but from your
perspective. For a general Instagram user, I mean, I also have a personal account that I use just like a normal like person does, and I do see that. I do see a lot of posts on my feed that I don't follow, and it's from either you know, you liked this post, so you might like this post kind of thing, or like you might like this person because you follow this person. I can see how that's annoying, but I also understand from Facebook's point of view why they're doing that, is because they want you to engage with more content. They want you to see more stuff so that, you know, you stay on the app longer. Like, it gets kind of boring just seeing all your friends' posts after a while. I mean, for me at least, because I don't know, like, how many times can you see like a photo of someone at the beach, you know, every day? It's maybe I'm not the best Instagram user, but you know, I don't know, but yeah.
I think it gets at this point of like, I think a lot of when we talk about social media and mental health, I think in the past a lot of people have talked about like, you know, seeing your friends and comparing yourself to your friends because
that's also
them.
true, yeah.
I wonder what'll happen when we get more of these like random people. Like, I feel like when I use TikTok, I don't feel that comparison as
I don't
much
either
because it's random.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think that TikTok's done a really good job of like sort of navigating that line of showing what you want to see, because they have like that For You page and they have like the following page, so it's very like clear, like, you want this experience, go here. If you want that experience, go here. And Instagram is kind of playing that a little bit with, they have like a new tool called like favorites, and you can like see just the people that you put in your favorites on your feed, and a lot of people actually don't even know about that tool. But it is there, but they're just not really doing a good job of separating the two, and they're like being very obvious of like, we want the feed to be like the For You page, and we don't want people to really go in the favorites. It's kind of like a secondary option. But TikTok, I agree with you. Like, when I go on TikTok, I see like people that I I don't compare myself to them. I'm just like, ooh, this is like a lens into this person's life. Like, that's kind of cool. But if I'm on Instagram, I do understand. It's like, oh, there's my friend. Like, oh, you know, he's cooler than me. Like, that's definitely like in the back of your mind or whatever. It's like, I don't know. I feel like Instagram is kind of failing in that aspect.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, okay, Instagram is failing. I mean, you're just even saying that.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about, the big question at hand. Is Instagram on a downhill trend? Is it going to fail? Is it too big to fail? Is anything too big to fail?
Right.
You know, especially because most people are accusing it, and frankly, I kind of do too, of just copying other apps. We've seen it with Stories. That was Snapchat first. Yep. We've seen it now with Reels. Obviously, that was TikTok first.
And then Be Real. The Instagram just added a new ability to take a photo with both cameras, which is like exactly what Be Real was doing. So I'm curious to know if they're gonna try and create something like an Instagram moment of the day or something like that. They might try and steal it. I don't know. But as far as like Instagram's downhill trend, I feel like they're really at like a key point in the company's history. It really depends on what decisions they make in the next six months or so. Facebook as a company, like, I don't think they're going to fail, because when you think about Facebook, for a lot of other countries, when they think about the internet, they think about Facebook. Like Indonesia, when you say like, let's go on the internet, you're actually just talking about let's go on Facebook. Like, the majority of people there, they don't really go on search engines, they don't search things, they go on Facebook as like their primary way onto the internet. And for that, I think that's going to become like a big majority of their their money. And as those companies or as those countries get more and more involved on the internet, and have more access to stuff like that, I feel like their brand loyalty to Facebook will probably stay the same. And I don't think the company will like fail. I don't think Instagram will go bankrupt or anything like that, but it might become less relevant in the culture. It might become like, it might drop down behind Twitter in terms of like, what you care about the most, or like maybe monthly active users or stuff like that. But it's definitely not an uphill trend, that's for sure. It's just kind of like, it's going like this. Like, they have the ability to go like that. They have the money, they have the resources, they have the talent to do that. But the decisions they're making right now, I don't personally, think is a great decision for their money. They're kind of like seeing like TikTok and then being like, oh no, like this big social giant is coming out of nowhere, and they're very close to us in monthly active users, and that's scary to them. So they're like, oh, we have to do that because that's what they're, I don't know, they've done that with Snapchat, like as you mentioned, of Stories, and they've copied everything. So they're trying to do that now because they've seen it works, and it's scary to them. So that's what they're trying to pivot.
Yeah, we have a good analysis for Megan here. Sorry, that's covering your face, Jackson.
No, it's fine.
That says, I think TikTok's success was a great opportunity for Instagram to really differentiate themselves as the photo app, but instead they've become a less desirable version of TikTok. To me, that's a failure. That's a really interesting point.
I agree with that, Megan. Yeah, they could have totally been like, you know what, we're gonna delete photo or delete video from our platform and be only like photos, and that would have been really good branding for them. But I don't know. It would also have been really interesting strategy if they put reels, like if they'd done like all this real stuff on like Facebook, and they try to get people on. Like, they still have that on Facebook. When you go on Facebook now, it's like, but like it's really it's not a great UX or UI. Like if I see a reel promoted to me on Facebook, it plays like the first like 2 seconds of the reel like as I'm scrolling, and it doesn't play anything else. And it's like if you want to view the comments or if you want to view like this like the whole thing, then you have to go on Instagram. It's like still trying to get me to go back to Instagram and watch the reels on Instagram. But it would have been really cool to see if like they just like prioritize Facebook, because like Facebook is just like the boomer heaven or whatever. It's for all the 30 plus. And 30 plus is not boomer, but you know, in internet terms it is. But it would have been curious to see how they would have done that differently. But yeah,
that's really interesting. Yeah, now like I wonder, like surely people were having these same conversations, you know, a decade ago or whatever, being like, could Facebook die, or is it too big to die? And like in many ways, I agree with you. Like, you know, I think globally, like Facebook is huge, but like for our culture, like.
Yeah.
Right now, I feel like it kind of has died. So I could see the same thing happening to Instagram, but there'll always be a huge user base.
Yeah.
But we have a comment as well here. Instagram's too big. I think TikTok will start failing by getting into your personal stuff with their app, which is interesting about security concerns, privacy concerns of TikTok. Maybe people trusting Instagram and Facebook more than TikTok is like a saving grace for them.
And we've seen that before. I mean, during kind of like the pandemic years when TikTok was on edge, like is the government going to ban it? I think this comes back to this question of like a lot of the success of social media apps is becoming like, where are the creators going? You know, like if creators start leaving Instagram, people will start leaving too, because they're to consume. So, and I think that also goes back to the monetization of like who's paying creators the best, right? Because I think ultimately creators just want to be paid well.
Totally.
I don't know. So it seems like a battle of monetization. Instagram had a good run with their like creator fund thing, but it's not sustainable either. So where are they going to go?
It's not.
And then,
They definitely could not sustain paying the rates they were before. Like the profits they're getting from ads is not going to match that. It was definitely like let's just try and get the market to make the creators come back to Instagram, and then just like 10%, like cut the amount of money we're giving by almost like 50%. And you know, that strategy that did not work. But you know, with any social media app, the way that a company makes money is just eyeballs. And when you use a product then don't pay anything for it, you are the product. So essentially they are making money off of you being on the app, and the reason why you're on that app is because you want to consume content you like, and the people that make the content you like are creators. And it depends where the creators go, as you say. Like if they're going to be on TikTok, then that's where the culture is going to live. That's where trends are going to mainly start from. And you know, as that's where it is right now, is people like TikTok for its tools, and it's new, it's the new hot thing, and everyone is using it, and it's a new platform to sort of grow on. And we've seen lots of people from every walk of life grow accounts from, you know, the most randomest things, and it seems like very easy that like everyone can go viral, and that's kind of like another appeal of it. And then from like the viewer point of view, like it's such a good algorithm that, you know, if you tell it what you like, it'll show you that, and it'll show you stuff that you like that you didn't even know you liked. So that's kind of where we're at.
Right. Yeah. I also wanted to point out this person's comment. It seems to make sense to be involved in all social media platforms. I know we've talked about this before, but I feel like with this just like uncertainty between monetization, if these platforms are going to exist, it feels like you just have to be everywhere. But I think you've mostly focused on Instagram. Have you thought about like branching out to other platforms?
Yeah, I've made a YouTube channel before. I got to like 1,000 subscribers, but it's a lot of work to create video, and it's a lot of work to create content for multiple platforms. Like you see, like Twitch streamers, I can't even imagine what that's like. I know a couple, but I know that how they've sort of like maintained their work-life balance is by like streaming for 2 hours and then cutting that stream into smaller videos for YouTube, and then cutting those videos into smaller videos for TikTok, and then also cutting that into Instagram content. So they're only really doing 2 hours of content creation, but like there's a lot of editing. So like probably 2 hours of streaming, and then probably 4 or 5 hours of editing. So that's about like a normal day of work. But that's a lot of that's a full-time job to be a creator.
Well,
And
might I
yeah,
add, Kapwing makes it easy.
it
Click the
does.
first link in the
Kapwing
description
definitely
below.
does.
You can
Yeah,
repurpose all your content using
I was
Kapwing.
great segue.
Thank you. Yeah, I think obviously, I mean, we keep coming back to this. It's always ideal to be on every social media platform, but I do start to wonder sometimes, like, is it really sustainable?
Probably not for the
forever?
average person. Probably not for the average
Right.
person, but
Yeah.
for people who want to be that their whole job is, then they have to figure out a way that makes sense for them, that they're able to grow in all platforms and sort of have that foothold on. You have to hire someone to do that for you. It's difficult to maintain a constant flow and engagement with your audience on all platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, get like Lixify. You can become a premium member and repurpose all your content super easily. Thanks, Lixify. Jackson, this was awesome. Thank
Thank you
for
so
all
much
of
for having me.
Thank you for your insight. Everyone, make sure to go check out Jackson's Instagram. It's in the description below. Make sure you like those memes, especially the static ones, because Jackson needs to increase his reach now that Instagram is shutting the image creators down. But yeah, thanks again, Jackson.
I have one more question, actually.
Yeah, go for it.
Final question.
Yeah.
If you could tell Adam Mosseri, the head of Instagram, or even Mark Zuckerberg, who owns the whole thing, what would you, if you could tell them one thing, what would you say?
So I have actually met Adam in person before.
Okay.
I went to before the pandemic, like the first week of March. Instagram hosted a meme summit in their office in New York, and they invited like all these big pages and brands to the office to sort of talk to Adam. And that is when he revealed to us what Reels was. Before Reels was launched, he showed us like all the stuff they were planning. And then, actually a month after that meeting, he invited all of us to a beta program where we were able to test Reels and sort of experiment with things and give them feedback, which they didn't listen to very much, but that's fine. But if I could talk to Adam again, I would just be like, listen, man, like, all these people are saying what they want out of the app, and they are very they're very vocal about only wanting images is like the main thing. And there's some people that want videos, but it seems to me the majority that people think Instagram is a photo app first. And he's probably not happy to hear that, because that's probably not profitable to him. But if I was in the same room as him, I'd be like, what's the real deal? Why aren't you guys doing photos? And he would probably would not. He would probably dance around the answer. But I've also been in a Zoom call with Mark Zuckerberg before. Didn't really get to ask him a question or anything, but he loves memes. He loves memes about him. He specifically mentioned the sunscreen photo that was going around last summer.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, I love that." So he's also friends with a couple of my other meme friends, Adam the creator and Tank Sinatra. I've been friends with them for a couple of years. So he's very much into the meme sort of ecosystem. But if I could talk to him, I would be like, treat your employees better, because I've seen so many stories and heard so many different things of him being like, if this is not the place for you, then get out. And that's not really like, he's a CEO and he's gonna do that because he wants profits over everything. But he doesn't treat his employees the best way, is what I've heard. So that's the first thing I would say, talk to him about. But yeah.
Woke Jackson.
Wow.
Whoa, if that's woke, then I'm awake. I don't know.
Woke plate of ketchup.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, make sure to check out Jackson's stuff all in the description below. Check out those memes. We've got some good ones down there. Grace, thanks for coming as always. Yeah. Thank all of you guys for coming. Everyone put a big W in the chat. One last W for Jackson. I'm gonna throw a W in the chat right now. Yeah, and we will see you guys next week. We're here every week at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, and we will see you guys in the next one. Later.
Bye, y'all.
Hi, Mom.